Good afternoon everybody and welcome to our pre-event press conference, the FIA World Endurance Championship 6 Hours of Fuji, round 6 of the 2015 season. From the right hand side as we're looking at it, Darren Turner from Aston Martin Racing, Alexandre from Rebellion, Kaz Nakajima from Toyota Kazuki Racing, from Audi Sport Team Yost we have Andrea Lotterer, from Porsche team, Mark Webber, and on the left-hand end as we look from SMP Racing, Andrea Bertolini. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for being with us. As we had at Quarter, we have some questions from the fans, and it's something a little new. I'm delighted to welcome along some of the pupils of Ashigara Local Elementary School who have some questions for you as well, and they'll be the tough ones, as you well know. Let's start off with Kaz Nakajima. Kaz, thanks for joining us. Welcome back to what is effectively Toyota's home circuit. A victory here last year will be, I think, a little more difficult this year. How do you approach the race here at the 6 Hours of Fuji in 2015?
Yeah, we know that it's going to be, for sure, it's more difficult than last year to grab a victory, but still our aim is to win somehow. Don't know how, but 2 years ago in 2013, I won the race by miracle, because it was safety car and somehow the guy in front had a problem. So anything can happen here. That's what we know. So we still keep pushing, and the weather forecast says on Sunday it may rain. And as soon as it rains, I think it changes the strengths between the manufacturer a little bit. So yeah, we hope for that kind of weather, not too much, because we want to show the race to the fans, not like 2 years ago. But so if it rains, I think we have a better chance than usual. So let's hope that.
Any changes to the car this weekend?
Well, we have a better update, some update on the engine, which we can feel. So it's good to see that everybody is still pushing to do something here. So of course, looking after the lap time after 21, we are not as quick as those guys, but let's see on Sunday.
We wish you the best of luck. Andrea, changes for both of the Audis this weekend, another aero package. How did free practice one go, and how do you feel the weekend is shaping up?
Well, it went rather well. At the moment we were fastest, so cannot complain, but that was just one lap, you know. It has to stay like this for a whole stint, and it's not easy to keep the tires at a good level for a whole stint. The last sector becomes very tricky and technical, so a good start to the weekend for us. Good to have some performance updates, because I mean there's a championship to win here, and Audi is putting a lot of effort into that. And for us, it's the only race we didn't win yet here, and we really pushed very hard.
Mark, just a bit of a different strategy for Porsche in FP1. Two different aero kits on the 17 and the 18 car. From the times, it didn't work out the way I was expecting. What about how you guys were expecting, and what have you learned from that session between the two different cars?
Yeah, I mean it's well known that Fuji has a very long straight and a lot of low speed corners in the last sector, so I think it was a very good test for us to do. It's quite rare that we get two cars at the same venue where you can actually validate good things like that, not just for this venue, for future events. So it was a very good, yet quite a boring data compare, but in the end we got the information, and we can move on with the rest of the weekend now.
Has there been any decision as to which way you'll go from now on, or will you continue to split the strategy between the two cars in FP2?
I think that you will see the decision in the next session.
Okay, thanks Mark, and we'll find out what that is. Alex, I'll bounce back to you in LMP1 for Rebellion. What does this weekend have in store for you? Good atmosphere in the team. I've talked to some of the guys already. What can we expect from the Rebellion R1?
Yeah, no, for sure. Team is like a family, so the atmosphere is really good. We are trying to work through all the installation of the engine, work out all the issues that we've been having so far. It's been very informative, so we're learning all the time. We need the mileage. Even this morning we still are working through some reliability issues that we have, but we're confident that we're making steps in the right direction, and hopefully we can start racking up some miles and then working on performance.
Darren is to your left, our right. Darren, a little bit of a balance of performance update since the last round. Did you feel that at all in the first session then?
Yeah, I think if you look at our performance in Kota, it was a long way off where we needed to be, and already in the first few practices it looks like the gap's closed down, but still maybe looking for a bit more. But every competitor in GT is saying the same thing. So yeah, it's one of those tricky circuits on the calendar. It's low grip, and that last sector is always very difficult. So it's probably not a circuit that you would say would naturally suit the Aston Martin, but we've been fast here before, and hopefully if we work hard in the next couple of sessions we can still unlock some of the potential in the car and close that gap a little bit further.
It was insanely close earlier on. I looked up to see that I think the top three were separated by 300ths of a second or something like that, so literally every little bit of performance is going to count here.
Yeah, I mean it is very close out there, and there's little bits on the car that we're trying to look if we can get rid of them and find a bit of speed on the straight. Just looking for an extra kilometre will make a difference in a couple of tenths over a lap time. It's
clearly the reason for the haircut then as well.
Yeah, it was to save a couple of £100 grand. I weighed it all. It's quite a bit of hair there, so I'll make a pillow.
You've done your bit. Andrea Bertolini on the far end. Welcome back to Fuji. We were talking earlier on about the passion for the sport here. I think this is an event and a venue that every driver likes to come to. Explain from the driver's point of view the feeling that you get when you come to a circuit like Fuji with the kind of support that we have here.
Yeah, all the time when we race here, personally I feel like the atmosphere we had in Europe, especially in Italy, like 20 years ago. So now you see the kid behind, and now honestly the kid in Italy just to follow just the soccer, because probably also the TV every day is speaking about soccer, and soccer. So now here the passion of a motorsport is it's really high, like in the past for us.
I wish you the best this weekend, and if I may, I'll start with you with some of the questions that have been submitted to @FIAWEC on Twitter using the hashtag AskWEC. This one comes from the Evil Viscountess. This is Carol. She says to you, Andrea, you could wrap up the title this weekend if everything goes to plan. What's been the difference for SMP Racing this year, excuse me? Where has the difference in performance come with you and your teammates?
You know, the key of our performance is coming after Le Mans. We make a big step. Probably also the mentality of my teammate start to be focused after Le Mans. And I am really proud because these guys make a big step after Le Mans, and now every race from Le Mans we fight hard, and fortunately we won all the round. But for this race it's better to approach the racing weekend like it was a normal race, without think about the point leader or the gap with the second car of the championship. So at the end of this race, if we score important point, probably we will think about the championship.
Thank you, and thank you to Carol for submitting that question. This one is for you, Darren. It's come from @AdamWatson99. You've not had the best of luck in the 97 car this year compared to the other team cars. Is it one thing? Can you put your finger on something that hasn't been going right for the car? Is it just one of those years?
No, I think it's one of those years. We've shown flashes of speed at certain events, and Le Mans was looking very good for us, and sort of 8 hours into the race. But yeah, it's been a difficult season, certainly for me and Stefan in 97, and now I'm obviously joined by Johnny in the car for the last for this race and for the Kota as well. So We're getting a bit more of an understanding of trying to get the car to work, and you know, some of it is in the driver, some of it's in just trying to make sure that we find the absolute peak of the car and the tyre performance. So yeah, a difficult season, and one that I've probably learned a lot because it's hard. You know, when you're having a hard time, you need to really dig deep and you know, focus that a little bit more as well. So yeah, difficult question for a difficult season.
I've got a second one here for you. This has come from the FIA World Endurance Championship Facebook page from Rory Brevitt. He says, post Le Mans, we've seen you teamed up with Johnny Adams, you've just mentioned, added to the lineup for the number 97 car. You forged a very, very successful and long partnership with Stefan Mucker. What's it like changing your teammate, and what's it been like having to adapt, if you like, to driving with Johnny?
Well, me and Stefan have been teammates for many years, and we're like good friends away from the circuit. He's sort of you know, on the same wavelength as me. We have the same humour, like our cups of tea the same way. So you know, it's like a husband and wife team really. So it's been different not driving the car with him, Kota, but obviously Johnny's been a major part of Aston Martin racing for the last few years. So he's always been around, and we've done days with him testing, etc. So it's not like it's a completely new person coming into the team. So he's fitted in with the car and the crew at 97 very, very quickly, and you know, his ability behind the wheel is equal to any of us that are in the team already. So it's been different, but it's not like a major issue for anyone in the team or for myself. But you know, it's been not having Stefan in the car is always one of those weekends when it's like, you know, he's a good friend and we work very well together. So yeah, I miss that part as well.
Thank you to Rory Bevitt for that. Staying on the subject of teammates, this is for Andrea Lotterer. It's come in from Miss Relin. It says, what makes you, Ben and Marcel such a great team? What are the qualities of each of the drivers that complement each other so well?
One thing is that I don't think we try to compete each other at all. We more support each other and think about the other one. It's comfort first, so this creates a really good atmosphere, especially in the endurance sport. And the other thing is, for me, Ben has been like my brother since 2003, from the first day I got to Japan. So we go way back, and Marcel is the nicest guy on the planet, so who has a problem with him must be somebody strange. So everything bonds really well together, and for sure the success gave us confidence as well, so it's always an upward spiral for us.
Thank you, good answer. And a fine question from Miss Relin to ask WEC at FIA WEC on Twitter. Mark, this one is for you. It's coming from Fernando de Silva, and he says, oh, excuse me, I've jumped the wrong way. It's from John Henderson for you, Mark. It says, my wife is a scrutineer. Do you think we need more women in motorsport? I'm sorry, I didn't pick this one out. You get the tough one.
Yeah, why not? But if they wanted to do it, there'd be more here. So it's just the way it's always been. So there's no real reason why they don't have the opportunities or have the idea to do the work. Or I've worked with many really good women in the past, Formula One and also here. So it's possible, but the ratio has always been very heavy against in the male favour. So I think you know, we I mean, it's not a sympathy thing. It's just the facts have always been there, and that's the way it is.
Thank you, Mark.
Nicely back.
Yes, you do indeed. Nicely batted back, straight back. Well done. That was John Henderson that you need to kick when you get back home. I suspect he's from your part of the world, Oxfordshire. Fernando de Silva asked the question of Kaz and to Alex as well. Decide amongst yourselves who answers first. You've both driven here in the past in Super GT. Why do you think Super GT drivers adapt so quickly and successfully to endurance racing generally and LMP1 in particular? Kaz, maybe take it first.
Well, also Andrea.
Exactly, yes.
To drive for Super GT, but well, basically the race is in a way it's similar between the wet race and the Super GT because you always have traffic and it's not all about, of course you have to be quick, but it's not all about speed, it's more about the management for everything, tires and traffic and even sometimes the weather. So because we are used to going through all the traffic, maybe that's the reason why. And the competition in Super GT is very high. And I think it's higher than the normal European people think. So if you are good enough in Super, like even Kazuki, he was good in here. Then he came to Super GT and he was good there. Then he came back here. Then he was good. So I think competition level is very high there. And if you are good enough there, you can be good in work as well.
And Alex, Kaz mentioned the competition there, but also the technology within the cars, the speed and the performance of the cars. It's not exactly the same, but it has some similarities to driving prototype.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like Kaz said, that the level is very high, both the driver caliber and also the cars. If you look at the pole this year in Super GT here is somewhere between P1 and P1 non-hybrid. So it's really quick cars. And there's tire war, obviously. The level of technology is also quite high. So it's a good school, and the drivers who succeed in Super GT, then they're well equipped to, I think, to be fast in any category really. So that makes it a very good school. And he also mentioned, I think, all around the world, people don't necessarily realize how competitive the series is around here.
I've certainly enjoyed commentating on it this year for Nismo TV and the guys back at Radio Le Mans, and it's been very successful. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you to everyone who submitted questions through the FIA website or on Twitter at FIAWEC using the hashtag AskWEC. As I mentioned earlier on, we have got the Ashigara local elementary school children here to ask you guys some questions as well. So if we can make that happen. Fiona, I think, has got the microphone at the back. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Miyuki. Nice to meet you. 私はバスケを習っていて、その試合の前にシュートやドリブルの練習をします。選手の皆さんはレース前にすることはありますか？ During race day, do you have any ritual? Are you superstitious?
Okay, so in case anybody didn't catch that, that was for Kaz. Do you have... Yes, I think so, yeah. Do you have any superstitions or do you have any rituals that you have on race day? Do you put your left sock on before you right? What do you do?
Should I answer it in English or Japanese?
You may answer in Japanese if you wish. That would be very nice, thank you.
難しいな。多少、いや、すごいですよ。まあみんな多少人それぞれなんていうんだっけ。日本語で説明し。願掛け。なんだっけ。ジンクス。もうちょっとなんかあるよね。まあなんかそういう右から車乗ったり左から乗ったりっていうのはあるんですけど、僕はあんまり特に最近はしてなくて、まあ若い頃の方がもっともっとそういうことをして、毎レースその同じパンツ履いたりだとか、ちゃんと洗ってね履いたりだとか、そういうことは昔はしてましたけど、だんだんこうレースに慣れてくるとそういうことをあんまり考えなくても、いつも通りの自分でレースできるようになるんで、あまり今ではそういうことはしません。ただそうやって例えばバスケの試合の前に練習したりっていうことは僕らも、まあ、車に乗って練習することはできないんですけど、体を運動して温めたりだとか、頭の中で、どういうふうに走るっていうことを考えたりだとか、そういった、準備はして車に乗るようにしてます。はい。
And very briefly in English, for those who didn't get that.
Oh, okay. I think when I was younger, I was more superstitious or tried to be superstitious. But now, after some experience, I'm used to be normal before the race, so I'm not really superstitious anymore. And because she mentioned, because she's playing basketball and she does practice or warm up before she plays, we do similar stuff. Of course, we cannot drive the car before getting into, but we do some warm up, or also we try to visualize how we drive. So that's what I'd say.
Thank you very much. Another question, please?
Thank you very much. Please do your best.
こんにちは。僕の名前は勝俣洋平です。よろしくお願いします。レースの車にはクラクションはついていますか？また、レース中にはクラクションは鳴らしたりしますか？
Okay, translation for those who didn't get that?
Yes, this question is for Mr. Bertolini, and this boy was asking if the cars had a horn that you always beep on the racetracks. Please, thank you.
So Andrea, just a very basic question about the cars. Do you have a horn in the car, or at least sometimes I bet you wish you did, actually?
No, honestly, we don't have this system, but we never know in the future if. No, we don't use. We speak each other with the flashlight, but normally with the GT car we receive more flashing from a P1 car than we want to flash.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your question. Is that it? Thank you. A round of applause, I think, for our children.